panel, because we're really not going to make at this time any adjustments within Lightroom, and we're going to go to some plugins, and the plugins are by Topaz. These can be reached within Lightroom, they can be reached in Photoshop. To reach them in Lightroom is very direct. Once you've installed them, they appear as a plugin. And photo plugins generally in Lightroom will appear in the edit in, and what you get here is Fusion Express 2. This happens to be Topaz's place where it funnels all of their plugins so that they work in Lightroom. So what I'm going to do first is click on Fusion Express 2, and it comes up with this dialog box. Yes, I want it to go as a TIFF file. I wanted Adobe RGB. Let me have a 16-bit one, and I like to keep my resolution at 300, although it's meaningless, quite frankly, unless you're going to print something. But for consistency, I normally keep things at 300. I'll go to Edit, and I come up with a menu here, and this is the beauty of it. What you see here is all the different plugins that come with the Topaz suite. I am going to pick Star Effects, and then I'm going to say Run. Very simple. Here it is. And it comes up by default with some sort of it's the first one is Candlelight. As you scroll down here, you can see the effects of some of the different settings. If you really want to get it full scale, click on it and your image will change. Aha! We have a star starting to form here, but yet none here. So now we get to go to our star settings. Okay, we can look at the stars only, which is that, which may be handy as we go. And this happens to be the North Star setting. You can also go to the Hollywood star. I don't know that I like that. Traditional star. That sort of looks like a cross star filter, the cheap ones that you used to put in front of your lens. So I'm just going to leave it at North Star, maybe because that's what I used yesterday and I don't want to get waylaid on this. Brush size happens to be size of the brush. When you're brushing on stars, it doesn't mean too much because I'm not brushing any stars on. Main adjustments. Let's go back here now. Threshold. It's set at 0.80. That means it has to be at that level before it will induce a star. Okay, so I'm going to reduce that. I think it was 7.2. Ah, look at that. Look at that. 7.2. Do I want the star in this corner? No, so maybe I will try 7.3. This is very touchy. That still got the star. 7.4. 7.6. 7.6 was too much. Let me go 7.5. Well, I obviously cropped this in a different point, but let's see. Let's see if I can't just type that number in. I'll tell you what, we're going to live with the 1 star because I can't seem to navigate that. The luminance has to do with the luminance of the star. I don't want this to be real profound. I want it to be kind of subtle. If I make it subtle, maybe I can actually let those yeah, now that's not bad. Okay, the size of the star, you can make them big, you can make them small, but you know, it's not about the stars, it's about the form. So let me leave it there. Angle is of no meaning to me. Number of points, right now those are 4-star points. Let's just say Those are 6 star points. 5. You know what 5 looks like? 5 looks like unordered. So I'm going to leave it there. Spread on these, you see, that has to do with the acuteness of the center. I'm going to leave the spread very, very low because I just want it to say it's a star. Okay. Color adjustments. I see no reason to change rainbow strength. Maybe we want to see if we can. Yeah, there's a slight change in color as we go out. Rainbow frequency, right? Let's see if we can. That has close to nothing. Additional effects. I think here is where I went for some secondary points. Just a little more star-like. Secondary points are the ones in between. And I'm going to bring them up a little more. Okay. I did add some glow because I didn't want it to look like a photograph. I wanted it to look like an artist's interpretation. There you go. Okay? No ring flare. A ring flare does this. We don't want that at all. Okay? Maybe in a candlelight picture you would want something like that, or the glow of the sun, but certainly not here. Okay, I'm going to apply. Just means apply that. Doesn't mean save it. And I think that's sort of a strange thing to have. I'm just going to check OK, and it's making its way back to Lightroom. Okay. There we are. Back the right pane. Okay. And I'm going to have to put another exposure adjustment down here. I really had this too bright. It's getting in the way of the photograph. And that's what I will do, is just add a little bit of glow to this. The easiest way I know of doing this is under the basic panel to reduce the clarity. Do you notice the glow? Watch this. Here's where I started. Here's where I wound up. And it's got that glow to it. This is more or less in prep for going to the painting module. So now I have what I consider to be an appropriate rendition of this. I am going now to the photo, edit in, Fusion Express 2. Okay? All the changes that I just made in Lightroom will be carried through because we're making a copy, another TIFF, with the Lightroom adjustments. So I will come over here. I will pick Simplify 4. I will pick Run It. And I'm going to go to this one. And I more or less have what I wanted. It's a little bit too overdone, I feel. And I can, in general, change that by take a look at the simplify size. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Did that do much? No. So I'm going to go back to where it was. It was approximately there. Feature boost. I think I need less feature boost. Oh, absolutely. That retains some of the glow. And, well, I don't know. Maybe I like that. I like the way that's manipulating the sky. The detail boost. Detail size. You know, there's all sorts of things that you can do here. Remove small. It wants to remove small things, but we try a little more. Remove weak. features. Yeah. All right. Finishing touches. What's under there? Vignette, tone, and transparency. We have no need for those right now. All right. I'm going to push OK. It's going to do all this to this image. There is only one final thing that I would do to this image at this point, and that would be to add a nice unobtrusive vignette. Okay, so we've got our star effects, we've got our painterly effects, we've got an awful lot of color manipulation that went into this. I have a standard post-crop vignetting, which I tend to use, and what it is minus 15, 35, roughly, 65. All right, let's turn it on and turn it off. See there? Hardly anyone could really tell me that this was used. And that, you see what that did? That just took everything there and did what it had to do. Okay, let's take one look again at basics. Everything is pretty preserved. Okay, turn this off and on, off and on. Okay, I'm going to call that done. I don't know how far I made it to where I was yesterday, but once again, this is a brand new rendition, and you saw